Okay, hello everybody. Today I'm going to be playing through an Unlegendary queue, which is the Weekend Warrior for this weekend. It's the format where you can play any card except for legendaries. And right now it's September 18th, so the queue is basically the Walking Dead queue. There are a ton of zombie decks. There's a horrible conglomeration of zombie decks. It's absolutely infested. So I've been trying to fight the good fight and not play zombies because mirror matches just kind of bore me after a while. And those zombies is fun. I like trying to beat the best deck, and zombies is without question the best deck. Zombie Dread Knight is just really overbearing in legendary, especially at rank 2 where it gets +4/+4 to everything with regen. And it's really hard to interact if they just start their rank 2 with Zrath, Dread Knight plus a Varna plus a Zombie Dread Knight. It's actually very hard to deal with. But regardless, this isn't zombies, so let's stop talking about it for a while. This is a mobility deck that has some game against zombies. The main thing is to play like your Emberwind Invokers, Windweavers, Frostfang Maidens. These three cards is basically the core of the deck, plus the Ortec explosives. And you try to set up good attacks and blocks with the mobility in those cards, plus the Frostfangs effect, which is to, ping something whenever it moves into a lane. It's pretty small, but the scaling mobility is really good. And Ortec explosives, you move them out of the way and cast Ortec explosives on them to kill a creature. And Ortec explosive scales super well. Gets to kill 2 and then all of their creatures at ranks 2 and 3. And we've got a few support cards to back it up, like Blizzard Shaman's just a decent creature that gets extra triggers off of Wind Invoker and Frostfang Maiden, and is decently sized. I've got Arrowmine Squadron plus a package of Shard Thief Druids, mainly to try and stop the zombies with just a smidgen. Shard Thief Druid isn't amazing against zombies, but it's good enough to buy you some time, usually. Especially if they're playing cards like Necromoeba, which aren't that great without regen. But against like Zrath, it's really difficult, or even Abyssal Brute. Those are the two main regenerator granters. Those cards don't really matter a whole lot if you take away their regen. I mean, they still matter. That's what I mean. If you take away their regen, the card still matters. Whereas with cards like Necromoeba or Zombie Titan, they just like don't matter anymore. So it's still not like the perfect answer against zombies, but it is something. And the fact that it's fetchable by Airmine Squadron makes it playable. Airmine Squadron isn't amazing, but it does have Mobility 1, which lets you use it with Ortec Explosives and Emberwind Invoker. And getting the Shard Thief Druids out of your deck is also super nice. Leyline Sentries are horrible against zombies. They rarely ever trigger, but they're very good against Darkforged, which have Shroudthorn Splicers, a core card in like every deck I've ever seen Darkforged. And people are still playing that. So Leyline Sentry is very good if they come into play free, kill a Shroudthorn Splicer, and then you can Ortec Explosives them. I have 2 Ambriel's Edicts for when I get overwhelmed by zombie decks and Darkforged decks. Not too many because I still want allied Tempest for my Ortec Explosives, so that just doesn't become heavy infantry or heavy artillery. And I've got 2 Shatterbolts mainly for burn damage. I've been considering cutting this. The armor part never comes up. I just wanted like a couple Tempest spells and a couple good ways to reach if I stalled out and had some stuff. I'm considering replacing it. I'm just not sure with what yet. And the other thing I have is Battle Brands. Battle Brands insane. 6 damage at rank 1 is premier in a removal spell. And the fact that it gets to level one of your horrible level 1 cards like Everwind Invoker or Frostfang Maiden is just very nice. So let's go ahead and go to round 1 here. And I'll just pause the video here while I'm queuing so you don't have to wait for me. Alright, looks like we've got a match against Tentman, and he's unsurprisingly playing zombies. So we're going to Battle Brand it so we can level up our Invoker and play Windweaver. Hopefully next turn I get to draw like Ortec Explosives to kill whatever creature he plays. Usually I try to put my creatures in lane 2 and 4, so they have more. They can reach into the side lanes if I need to kill an Abyssal Brood or something. There's an Ortec Explosives and a Shard Thief Druid, which is pretty nice. Drawing the last Windweaver, I believe that's the last one. I had 2 in my last Android. It kind of sucks because I won't be able to use it for the rest of the rank, but I'll deal. It looks like he had the Dread Knight combo, so what we're going to do is take the regen away from the Dread Knight and block it with the Shard Thief Druid, because it has 8 toughness, and he can't pump it. The only thing he can do is play Patron of Tarsus, which is a concern. Oh, I should have played the Shard Thief Druid beforehand, because I was going to kill this Wrath regardless, but now I don't get to steal regen. So I'm probably still going to block it. If he wants to play Patron to kill my 2 creatures, there's honestly not a whole lot I can do about that. I could put it over here, so I wouldn't have the option. Ooh, another Dread Knight. That is truly unfortunate. So what I'm going to do now is play Airmine Squadron and a Shard Thief Druid. The last Shard Thief Druid, I have no more in my deck. And I will block this Wrath. He has no more Dread Knights. And I'll kill his Dread Knight with the Airmine Squadron. I guess I just play the Maiden and the Frostfang. Oh, this is like the first zombie deck I've played against the Scorpion Strike, which is strange because I think is like their best card. But I just haven't seen it for whatever reason. Let's put this here and this over here. Because I don't want him to kill my Evoker if he pumps the Abyssal Brute with a Dread Knight, since he's ranking up to rank 2. This Ortec Explosives might be pretty nice if I can actually land it on the Frostwing Maiden. Signs point to unlikely that that's going to happen. So he is playing Necromoeba. So if I play the Everwind Invoker, I deal 3 damage up front to bring it to 5, and then this would go up to a 5 toughness. So that seems promising. I could try to move my Everwind Invoker to kill the Abyssal Brute, which probably is going to be better than... If I do that though, I have to play the Windweaver in front of the Necromoeba, which give it a token. I don't think that matters actually too much. So let's play this here, move my creature to kill his Dread Knight, play Windweaver in front of Necromoeba, move the Evoker to kill the Abyssal Brute in battle. Everwind Invoker is really, really good in this matchup. It's just really hard to get past level 1. It's one of the only things that makes sure creatures a good threat for zombies. Patron of Tarsus is also pretty insane. This card kind of would put the zombie deck over the top, because Patron of Tarsus is such a good board control deck or tool. It's really hard for Dark Forge decks or other creature decks to race zombies. So it's kind of like, why wouldn't you just play Patron of Tarsus? I misplayed there. He didn't get the trigger, so either he had 2 Alloying cards in his hand, or he just misplayed his Wrath. I could move my Everwind Invoker and then Ambriel's Edict to kill all of his creatures, and I'll play Shard Thief Druid beforehand to steal, just to level up a Shard Thief Druid, I guess. Is that the best play? Otherwise, I could move the Evoker in front of Dread Knight, kill it. Move the Windweaver in front of Patron, kill that. Shard Thief Druid in front of the Necromoeba, take as Rat's regen because it has 4. Kill the Necromoeba, he gets a Slime, and then post-combat play Blizzard Shaman, move one of my creatures to give him +2/+2. That actually seems a lot better than playing Ambriel's Edict. So I guess I'll do that. Post-combat instead of pre-combat, because I want to make sure my creatures all block their respective creatures. And let's put Blizzard Shaman in front of Patron Tarsus, because I don't want to throw one of these creatures in front of the 6/4. So it looks like the Shard Thief Druid moved out of the way, which makes it pretty big actually. I already drew the level 2 Ortec Explosives, so I don't have that to use, which isn't actually a big deal because I don't have any creatures with ability right now. He has 2 level Dread Knights in his deck, 3 maybe? It's hard for me to remember things like this when I start talking through all my plays. So I assume he's killing the Evoker. If he has a Patron level 2, that would be really bad because it kills Blizzard Shaman and shrinks it so it can't kill Patron. My best 2 cards are probably the level 2 cards. That's unfortunate. Is it level 1 Discord Strike? Ambriel's Edict? And a zombie deck? That's crazy. He didn't even kill my Blizzard Shaman. Okay. I don't really have any good plays, so I'm going to just play Leyline Sentry. In a side lane so it can get the most out of its block, if it manages to put creatures there. I don't believe I have any Shard Thief Druids left. I have 1. Okay. So and I'm guaranteed to get a Shard Thief Druid because I do 2 Arrow Mines in the previous hand. Direhound into Zratzville. He has a level 2 Zratswell, but level 1 kills it right now too. So he used level 2, so that's a 12-point Zratswell. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do a whole lot to that Zrath. I could let combat go, then put Airmine Squadron. Actually, if combat goes, I get a Shard-Thief Druid. If I get the level 2 one, it's perfect. Okay, excellent. And then I can put the Shard-Thief Druid in front of it and steal its regen, so it would die. If he plays his Dread Knights, the Dread Knights would still pump themselves because they would have regen off the Zrath. But at least this way I could actually kill the Zrath without him pumping it. And this would have been the perfect turn to draw a Vortex Explosives. Oh, that card is actually brutal. He's a very control-centric version of zombies. Maybe he's trying to win the mirror? Regardless, I think my play is to Battlebrand, pitch the Blizzard Shaman, and block with Sentry. I just didn't have anything else in that hand. I could have leveled the Shatterbolt, but I don't think the 9 damage burn spell is going to be more important than the 10-11 next turn to trigger the Emberwind Invokers and Frostfang Maidens, which I have level 3s of. Those are like the only level 3s I have actually. So he's drawing pretty poorly, except for right then. So Vortex Explosives gives my Sentry 11 power, and I can move it out of the way to kill his sideline creatures and block with Direhound. I block the Direhound so that I get blown out by Discordant Strike. I just don't want the Direhound to keep hitting me. Probably wrong to block with the Windweaver because it's only 8 extra damage to like block it with another creature. But I didn't want to have to block it with. Okay, well, I guess it worked out anyway because he would have done that regardless. I still have it. This is one reason why I like Airmine Squadron too. I have a chance, a pretty good chance, to draw a level 3 card off this, which is pretty nice because otherwise I would just have nothing. And then I'll block it with the Shard-Thief Druid. And then my other Airmine Squadron can get a level 3 Shard-Thief or a level 1 Shard-Thief. So let's hope I get the level 1 one. But the level 3 one, not the level 1 one. If this was a level 2 Vortec, I would probably Battlebrand the Necromoeba, then hope. That's not even that reliable, because if I Battlebrand the Necromoeba, a slime could pop up, and then my Vortex Explosives wouldn't really do anything. So, plan B would be to play Airmine Squadron here, and hope for the other one. If any of these cards were level 2, my plays would be a lot easier. I could play Windweaver in front of the Oozling and move to kill the Patron, which saves me less damage than the Necromoeba, but I guess the Necromoeba is doing less than the 11-7 Patron. What's my other play? It's to Battlebrand the Necromoeba. Is that even that good? Probably not. I really wanted to draw that level 3 Shard-Thief. I think what actually might have been better would be to play the Windweaver in front of the Patron or something. Move the Shard-Thief to kill it, then put the Airmine Squadron in front of the Necromoeba. So what am I doing this turn? I think the Windweaver play is the best. I can kill an 8-4 with just about anything. 11-7s are a lot more difficult to kill. Well, not a lot more difficult, but sufficiently difficult, I suppose. This Airmine Squadron's pretty much dead, which means I can't really use Vortex Explosives in this hand. I'm probably just going to have to use my Shard-Thief Druid and the Blizzard Shaman. Does he really not have a Discordant Strike or a Patron for this thing? Oh my goodness. I'm going to kill his creatures. We did it! Okay, so let's Shard-Thief Druid, take his 10 regen, and block Necromoeba, just to take less damage. Actually, I can block it with the Windweaver, so I don't even have to. And then play my... I even have a Tempest spell, which I barely remembered to check beforehand. So deal damage to all his creatures. Apparently the oozling spawns after the Necromoeba dies, which is kind of weird. I didn't know that. I did kill 2 pretty important creatures there. He's out of Dire Hounds now. Oops, Zratzwil. Well, at least I have nothing better to do. Oh, I just realized he has Necromoebas and I haven't triggered any Leyline Sentries yet. So let's go ahead and level with Leyline Sentry and play the Shard Thief Druid. I think that's a little better than the Leyline Sentry. Just because it levels, and I can grab it next rank with Metamind, Airmine Squadron. I don't foresee 17 toughness doing that much for me. If he plays 2 huge creatures, I can Ambriel's Edict with the Evoker up. I think Evoker's a little better. Okay, so he's leveling up with Scorpion Strikes. I think I just play my 2 big creatures, the Airmine Squadron and the Evoker. And I can play the Evoker over here, since I'll just take 14 from the Dread Knight this turn. And then next turn maybe look to block it with something I'm playing from my hand. Like this Frostfang Maiden. Or maybe even the Windweaver, honestly. Okay, new plan, block it with Ember Wind Evoker because it gets +4 attack, which kills the Dread Knight, and never mind. Card is good. Yeah. Do I have a plan B? Not really. I guess it's just play my level 3 cards. Yep. And I'll block with the Airmine Squadron. There's Patron, so I don't take 17 damage. I also deal 5 damage to it with my Frostfang Maiden. If my Windweaver lives this turn, I can Ortec Explosives it, which is pretty huge. He can kill it with Discordant Strike plus Zratzwil, though. Pretty much any level Zratzwil, because I believe all of the Discordant Strikes are at least level 2. 2 of them are level 3. So I guess if he has a level 2 Zratzwil and a level 2 Discordant Strike, he wouldn't be able to, because it's only -6 power. But anything higher than that, he would. My opponent apparently has a really bad hand because the play is not obvious to him. The worst part is I'm at a 34 here, which is pretty low, and if I take a hit from this Patron of Tarsus, that would be bad. So what I think is best for me to do is play the Ortic Explosives on my Windweaver. Play the Frostfang Maiden level 1. Because I can block. I don't want to take 17 from this, right? So I can block with one of these level 3 creatures, which doesn't do a whole lot for me. Or I could play Frostfang Maiden to give a +3 attack boost or whenever I move, and this is already +5. So 5 plus 3 is 8, which would kill the Patron, which is a lot better than taking 17 or chumping with one of these level 3 creatures. And hopefully my opponent's doesn't have Howl of Zith. He has Ambriel's Edict and Discordant Strike though, so it's hard for me to imagine he has that many spells. Discordant Strike, Zratzwil, Ambriel's Edict, and whatchamacallit is a lot. Even Dread Knight 3, I can still kill it. That's pretty nice. Unfortunately, he has the Discordant Strike. I can still kill it with Ortec Battlebrand plus Frostfang Maiden, I believe, because it's 9 plus 3. And I will take its regen, because I want a Shard Thief Druid with regen. I don't want to put it in the side link, so I don't want his creatures to get buried with his Abyssal Brutes. And let's go ahead and kill this and level my... Probably better to level Shatterbolt at this point, honestly. Because if I draw 2 Shatterbolts in my hand, I can deal 9 to him. And this is 4 damage, so he's at 12. So 2 Shatterbolts would kill him if one's level 2. Embryo Duke plus... Ooh, level 1 Zeraf. That's level 1 cards. That's what I like to see. against my zombie opponents. I am 50-50 to win this game right now if I play Ortec Explosives. I was actually 100%. If Ortec Explosives could target opponent's creatures, I could put it on Tomb Pillager, then Ambriel's Edict, and that would kill his Wrath because it has lower power than his Tomb Pillager, and then I would attack him for 13. But unfortunately, that's not how the card works. So instead, I don't want to take the 50-50 to win. I'd rather play 2 huge creatures. So let's play... Yeah, because my other choice is not that great. Like, if he blocks the Shard Thief Druid, is that even that bad, right? If he plays... Because if he plays level 3's Wrath, level 3 Dread Knight, he kills my Shard Thief Druid, and I have nothing left on the board. So I think it's better to play creatures than it is to try to leverage the 50-50 off Ambriel's Edict. But if I had no other options, like if I were really low, like dead to Zerathil, I would just take it. Luckily, that is not the case. I think I'll just block this Tomb Pillager with Emberwind Invoker. That's probably wrong too, honestly. I could probably afford to take 5. I drew the Windweaver, so that's actually going to be really hard for him to beat. Unless he has like a double Patron of Tarsus. Okay, Emberwind Invoker plus Windweaver gives me plus 5 damage, so that puts him at less than 9, so I could kill him if I draw the Shatterbolt from earlier. And if he has a Discordant Strike, I just die. Can't really do anything. Maybe Ambriel's Edict can carry me to victory. But I'm dead to Discordant Strike. Also dead to Zerath's Will. Epidemic doesn't kill me. He could have just Discordant Striked my Windweaver and dealt lethal damage to me. Not sure what that was all about. And I'm dead here, unfortunately. Unless I get a level 3 Shard Thief, right? Because it's a 13-18. So if I get a level 3 Shard Thief Druid, I can live. But that's the extent of my living here. That works. It kills it. Come on, Shatterbolt. Where are you? I leveled you for a reason. Okay. Things are looking grim. Probably gonna have to use my... Oh no. Yeah, we're dead. I could have taken the 50-50, but it's pretty unlikely that he has. Maybe I should have, honestly. I'm just out here, I don't have anything. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether I was right to take the 50-50 there. I felt I had a better chance of winning if I played creatures and he didn't have like double Patron. I think even Discordant Strike wouldn't have done it because it wouldn't have killed my Windweaver. He would have had to put a creature in front of it, and I would have 2 other creatures that could have attacked him. But Patron Discordant Strike does it. I guess double Patron does it. So maybe it was correct to take the 50-50 there.